Hi class, this is my initial family therapy session role play, um, talking about the case example that we were given. So for the first segment, how would you begin the first meeting in terms of laying out the goals and structure and starting to join with the family and gain their trust? Um, so I think what I would do initially is just introduce myself, um, and then have them introduce themselves, or I would go around and get to know each person in the family. I think that I would also just try to get like an initial reason of why we're here, and what they hope to gain from our time together. Um, with that, listening to everyone's personal opinions of what the problem is, I would do an assessment. So, just like asking some questions. I think that I might like try to do like a family tree or something, or, um, like a genogram, and just try to get like a little background. I know it's kind of hard and people aren't going to want to tell all their personal like family information on the very first visit. Like some people don't want to talk about how one of their parents had a drinking problem or something like that. So I know it might be hard for this family to kind of talk about how one of them, their fathers tried to commit suicide and things like that. But I think I would try to just get an initial assessment, and then as we keep going and they get more comfortable with me, I'm sure they would open up a little bit more. I would stay neutral and I wouldn't take any sides so that I can get everybody's trust, and I'd make sure that everybody knows that it's a safe environment, there's no judgment, and there's no like picking sides. Um, to interrupt or any blaming, I think I try to interject if anyone tried to talk over anybody else, and then I would say, well, everybody here is gonna have a chance to say what they need to say, without interruptions, and let everyone say what they want to say from the beginning to end without interrupting and taking turns, or maybe having some sort of like object, and if you have the object, then it's your turn to speak. Um, Something like that to try to prevent people from arguing over one another, especially parents who are used to having the upper hand, and they might, you know, just naturally feel like they have the right to speak over their child, or, things like that, or be dominant. Um, Ending the session, homework for this particular family, homework would be more, I guess, like from what I've learned about cognitive behavioral therapy, like trying to change negative thoughts, because it seems like there's a lot of depression and like suicidal ideations. So I definitely think some homework would be trying to change, um, maybe every time that a negative situation occurs, maybe, making a list of the pros and cons of that situation on the different, like talking, either making a list of the different options that a person has in order to deal with it. So, I could either do this in order to deal with it. I could do B, C, D, and then choosing the most positive one, and maybe like trying to reshape her negative thinking in her brain, kind of like that, and maybe like trying to do like a couple positive affirmations a day. Maybe everybody could find a positive affirmation about themselves and each other, um, daily, and making like visual aids for that. Maybe like sticky notes or something like that, or like a chart or something to write to have a physical representation of the positive things, and just try to program their brain to not be so negative all the time, and just to think differently and be able to cope differently. Um, so that's just, going into it not knowing, but um, from what we've learned in previous classes, I feel like cognitive behavioral therapy would be kind of the best option. So that's it. Um, and good luck to everyone. And thank you for watching my video.